We're going to check out the latest in the Iberian series from Redbreast Irish Whiskey, Redbreast Moscatel Wine Cask. Welcome to Four Leaf Whiskey. This latest release from Redbreast just arrived. I wanted to get the word out. Haven't had a chance to look into it too much yet, but let's get into it together. So this is the latest in the Iberian series from Redbreast. The previous releases were Listau, were PX, were the Tawny Ports. So this is the fourth iteration in the series. This is Redbreast Moscatel Wine Cask. This is to showcase some casks from the south of Spain. This one is also at 46% ABV. This one has been finished. It's a typical Redbreast that's bourbon, oloroso, sherry, but this one's had a Moscatel wine cask finish influence. So let's check this out. 46% ABV, just like it's pretty typical for all of the Iberians. All the Redbreasts in the Iberian series have been 46%. I had a pour of this when it first arrived. One thing I did notice, it does take a little bit of time to open up. It's a little bit light on the nose at first, but if you walk away, come back to it, I noticed it does open up quite a bit. Gorgeous color. Look at that color. Beautiful color on these. I am a fan of Moscatel wine. I've got a couple other bottles that are Moscatel wine finished, so this was a no-brainer when this launched for me to pick this up. I love the nose. The nose it's fruity, it's citrus, it's honey. It's almost like honeycomb, like the fresh honeycomb you see at the farmer's market. A little bit of a floral note. Definitely picking up a little bit of almond from that oloroso. Just really crisp, like a lemony citrus kind of vibe going on. It's kind of a summery kind of single pot still. All right, let's launch up. The first note I'm hit with is kind of that honeycomb kind of note. The citrus picks up right after that. It is that, you can't really tell, lemon or orange, kind of orange peel, orange zest. A lot of vanilla. There is some nutmeg. Sometimes on the Redbreast, I say baking spice because sometimes it is really hard to kind of nail down exactly which one. This one is not so much. This one you can tell it's nutmeg. It's not as floral on the palate as it is on the nose. I was getting a little bit of the floral notes on the nose of this one, which I love. I love floral notes on Irish whiskey. You don't get that on the palate. The palate is more of that honey, citrus, nutmeg. It's kind of like a tropical vibe. It definitely is a lighter whiskey than, say, your Redbreast PX. Almost like not like a chamomile tea, almost like maybe a little bit of a bergamot kind of thing going on. Decent length of finish. So I want to compare this to something. The other Moscatel finishes that I have are both single malts. That wouldn't be a fair comparison. So let's check out the others in the Iberian series and let's see where the Moscatel lands. Okay, I know you can't see the bottles, but if you are a Redbreast fan, I know you recognize these colors. So I pulled the Redbreast Listau, which is also a 46% ABV whiskey, the first in the Iberian series, also 46%, and Redbreast PX. This is the second in the Iberian series. This one also is 46%. I did leave out the Tawny Port since that's an entirely different finish. I don't really think it compares here. Since these are all sherries, we're going to go with the sherry. So I've got all these poured. Let's start with the Listau. Now, Listau is one of my favorites. Absolutely love it at Christmas time for baking cookies. It reminds me of that marzipan note that you get in Stolen. Not getting as much on the nose on this one as I do on the Moscatel. The Moscatel has a lovely nose, I will say that. You definitely can get the Oloroso influence on both of these. The Listau is all Oloroso, and that note, you do start to pick that up on the Moscatel. Getting a lot of honey almond on the Listau. The baking spice comes through pretty strong. Listau is just straight almond paste. It's marzipan. It's exactly what I think of whenever I have Listau. The spice, much spicier than the Moscatel. Baking spice comes through a lot more. That traditional single pot still spice comes through more on the Listau. So let's compare it to the Redbreast PX. Redbreast PX on the nose, much richer, much sweeter. Those orange kind of chocolatey notes that I always get on PX. Redbreast PX reminds me of the Terry's chocolate orange at Christmas time. The orange that you slam on the table and it splits into pieces. That's always what I get reminded of in PX. Now this is the second batch of PX, so this isn't the original. This is I believe they released the second batch in 2023. But just a lot of orange chocolate, raisin, kind of figgy notes. Got orange chocolate, vanilla, a lot of chocolate, long finish, very sweet. I think the second batch of PX is actually sweeter than the first. I've kind of noticed that. Obviously, I didn't hate it. I'm going to have to get more. All right, so let's go back to the Moscatel. Moscatel is a lot more citrusy and floral on the nose than the Listau or the PX. The Listau, spicy, PX sweet, and the Moscatel kind of fits in the middle really nicely as more citrus, more floral. A lot of honeycomb, vanilla, starting to get that nutmeg a little more. There's kind of like a toffee thing going on. Almost like a Butterfinger, like the crunchy part of a Butterfinger. It's like that butterscotchy toffee. Kind of more like butterscotch. That tea note is kind of, it's just a hint of that now that this has had time to open up. Those sweeter notes are coming through a little more. Kind of like a lemon, kind of like a lemon sorbet. Honeycomb. That butterscotch, nutmeg. It fits nicely in here because it's not as sweet as PX and it's not as spicy as Listau. All right, Redbreast Moscatel wine finish. Should you buy it? I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying this bottle. I'm enjoying this bottle. It just released. There's not a lot of feedback out there yet, not a lot of information, but I really enjoy the way this slots into the Iberian Series lineup. I wasn't a fan of the Tawny Port at all. It's probably my least favorite Redbreast. Which, sorry for those who liked it. It's just not my favorite. But I like how this fits between Listau and PX. PX being very sweet, Listau being very spicy. This is kind of a meet-me point in the middle. It's got a lot of citrus notes. It's got that honeycomb, that butterscotchy toffee vanilla. It's got nutmeg. I like that it's kind of a good point in the middle. I'm enjoying this bottle. I will probably pick up another. This one, I paid $110. I could see this. You're probably going to see a range between $100 and $150. I don't know if I go as high as $150. Even PX, that's pushing it for a non-age dated whiskey. But if you're a Redbreast fan, I think you're going to be able to find it for a little less than that. I don't think you'll be disappointed to add this to your collection. The cool thing is too, I'm pretty sure that this is a US release. So I don't know if it's going to be released in Ireland or if it's just a later date, but I do believe this is hitting the US first. So we'll get to see it first. and I don't think you'll be disappointed by this one. To please like, subscribe, let me know if you have plans to pick up the Redbreast Moscatel Cask wine finish. Sláinte.